Welcome back, dear viewers, to another episode of TheDeed. So we're gonna take the, so we're gonna click into the game and then we're gonna take the diary. So yeah, sure, let's do it. Why not? Let's diary, and with your back turned to your mother, you have a quick leave to. In recent pages, she writes about difficulties in caring for someone with your sister's condition. How she wishes it would all end. You realize it could look quite incriminating out of context. Remove the last 2 pages from the diary and then place it back where it was. So, for dinner, huh? Again, a bell invites me. This time to dinner, it seems. Dinner is served. Sophia, could you come here for a moment? Yes, ma'am. Pour me some more wine. Yes, ma'am. What, ma'am? Oh, what is it, George? I must protest. It has been my duty to pour the wine at dinner. Oh. Well, I don't want to cause any trouble. Nonsense. What does it matter, George? Stop being overly pedantic. But, don't you think you have had enough, Mother? Do you let the staff speak to you like that? Come on, George, pour the wine. He just wants to look down at... Come on, let George pour the wine. Just let him pour the damn wine, would you? It's his job. You stay out of it, boy. If your mother wants the girl to pour the damn wine, then the girl will pour the damn wine. Of course, sir. My apologies. An interfering little rat, isn't he, Daddy? Yes, he is. Why can't you ever keep your mouth shut, boy? Perhaps I did speak out of turn. My apologies. No, don't lose a temper, father. Maybe you are the one who needs to shut his mouth. Yeah. You're right, I'm sorry. I must have had too much wine myself. You better not let it happen again. Sophia, could you come here, please? Yes, Miss Jennifer. I just want to say that it was the loveliest meal I've ever tasted. I don't know how you do it, you cunning pixie. You are too kind, miss. Of course I will have tea and cakes for you in the drawing room as usual after dinner. Oh, you are so good to me, my sweet thing. So very, very good to me. I wouldn't mind some of your hot cakes. Would you two stop flirting with each other? Really, you two. You don't need to broadcast your affection so obviously in public. I'm sorry, Miss Aaron, shush, wet. Go crawl into a hole somewhere. That's quite enough of your silly jokes, Aaron. Anyway, let's not forget why we are here today. To celebrate your father's birthday, such a very important occasion for us all. You are so dear to us, Malcolm. Happy birthday, Daddy. Indeed, happy birthday, Father. Let's hope it will be one to remember. Doing the deed. Now is the time to quickly plant any items of evidence you have. To do so, simply enter the desired room and select the item in your inventory. When you're ready, enter the drawing room to do the deed. Okay, that's the drawing room. Ah, oh, damn it. Where should I plant the items? I would want to plant them in the drawing room, but well. Damning page from the mother's diary. They tell me that Jennifer's condition is likely to only get worse. I don't know how I can go on this way. Sometimes I wish she had never been born. It goes on. Yes, these 2 pages alone should raise some suspicion about the mother. I plant the item of evidence in this room. Which room would make sense for them to be in? I mean, they have to be found and stuff. George seems to be busy sorting through the items in the household cupcake. I have an idea. Let's plant them in here. Wait, that doesn't make sense now, does it? Ah, damn it. Okay, now okay. Maybe I'm probably screwed. I don't know yet, but it is a possibility. So let's plant it in my sister's room, because why not? Oh, better. Let's plant them in the kitchen because, well, it's rat poison, so it probably has to do something with the food. So the kitchen is somewhat a logical choice. Let's try this. Yeah. Yes. We decide to hide the item among the groceries in the kitchen, not too well hidden, mind. It's time to do the deed. Yes. You see Jennifer staring out of the window ahead of you, lost in one of her strange moods. She has noticed you enter the drawing room. Now is the time. This is a weapon, not a piece of evidence. You may need it. Oh, bare hands was a... Oh, interesting. But yeah, rat poison. The silent weapon of an intelligent killer sprinkled over the cake on the table. It could easily be mistaken for a frosting of sugar. Having added a generous portion of your special topping to the cakes, you step back into the shadows and watch to make sure she eats them. Sure enough, she soon turns to the plate and devours two of them in quick succession. The poison works surprisingly quickly, so she begins to choke and her skin turns green. Finally, she falls to the ground in front of you. You examine her body to make sure she isn't breathing before placing the container of poison on the desk. The deed is done. It's time to leave this room before someone discovers it. Oh, okay. I got a timer, so... Probably let's go in our own room, because why not? It sounds like my deed has been discovered. Good evening, everyone. I am Chief Inspector Winston Lewis. I understand that this is a difficult time for your family. You're damn right it is. I want to know what you are doing wasting time in here while my daughter's killers is still out there. Well, Mr. Bruce, we have found no evidence of forced entry and nobody was seen entering or leaving the house. It would seem entirely possible then that the killer is in this room. Dun dun dun! It was the dog. I'm pretty sure of it. What? No! That seems highly unlikely, Inspector. Perhaps it is. However, in order to follow protocol, I will have to interview each of you in turn. Mrs. Bruce, would you like to meet me in the library first? I suppose so. Ooh, the interview. Okay. Thank you for joining me in here, Mr. Bruce. I'm sure this won't take long. Before we begin, I will need to search your person. Best to get these formalities out of the way. Is this really necessary? I'm afraid so. Turn around, please. Oh, that's out of the way. Let's move on to the interview. This could have gotten very quickly south if I didn't have used the right poison. But yeah, I can use two items and then just use my bare hands. Interesting. As you know, I've already spoken to everyone else who was present in the house at the time of your sister's death. You have also now completed your initial search of the house. but we'll get to that later. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? First of all, we will run through all of your activities since your arrival. The maid says that you and the butler arrived shortly after 7 o'clock and she greeted you at the door. The maid says that you made a rather inappropriate remark of a sexual nature towards her. This leads me to question the character, I'm afraid. Huh? It was only intended as a harmless joke. It was intended purely as a light-hearted joke. In retrospect, it may have been inappropriate. Yes, it is entirely possible to misjudge these situations, isn't it? Later, you went to speak to the maid again, which is curious. Why did you decide to visit the kitchen? To make sure my family was treating her well. I had some concerns about the way she was being treated. My family can be hard on the new staff sometimes. That seems like a good reason. Two of you spoke about your mother. She was quick to tell you that your mother is an excellent employer. Later on, you had a conversation with your mother, Gloria, in the parlor. Says you spoke briefly about the sister. Apparently, you seemed quite concerned about her well-being. You were worried my sister might attempt suicide. Actually, I wasn't really concerned. More worried about my mother's mental state. Really? I was more concerned about my mother. She seemed tired and desperate. I'm sure that deal with my sister for so many years had taken its toll on her. Your mother was behaving unusual then? She was not herself. I see. You went to see your father in the library. I understand the conversation became heated. My father has always had a temper. My father is an irritating man. Actually, I thought the conversation was civil. My father has a very short fuse. Many of our conversations go that way. Would you say he has a violent temper? Absolutely. I see, that's good to know. You discussed the prospect of your moving back to Dunshell. Said that you would only move back if your sister was placed in psychiatric care for her own well-being, of course. Yes, I wanted to go for something else. Yeah, had her own best intents at heart. She belonged in care. Maybe right, Mr. Bruce. However, you seem to be the only one who felt that way. Let's discuss the conversation with the butler. You spoke about your mother's recent mood, yes? He was afraid of his independent. He seems very worried about it. Yes, my mother was having a very hard time dealing with my sister's condition, apparently. It sounded like she had been pushed to breaking point. Interesting. Did you speak to your sister before dinner? Yes, I did. Yes, I went to her room to see her. I see, and what did you discuss with her? Was the illness and her obsession? Well, nothing at all. She insulted me and I left. It was a brief, as brief as most conversations I've had with my sister. She called me a rat, and not wanting to be insulted further, I soon left the room. Did that make you angry? To be honest, I was used it from her. Let's move to the events that took place during dinner. I understand there was an argument involving the butler. You felt he was being treated unfairly. The family always treats the servants poorly. Was just trying to steer things up, really, yeah. Sometimes someone has to stand up for the servants around here. My family treats them like dirt. Indeed, it was good of you to do so, Mr. Bruce. At one point, you made the accusation that the maid and your sister were in some sort of inappropriate relationship. I'm pretty sure about that. It seemed obvious enough to me, the way those two were carrying on. My parents were just oblivious to it. You believe the sister was in a lesbian relationship with the maid? Almost certainly. Interesting. Now I need to ascertain your location at the time of your sister's death. Where were you when you heard the maid scream? Upstairs. I was in the guest bedroom. I see, thank you. I said earlier we have completed our initial search of the property. During this search we discovered some pages from your mother's diary. It seems that she was having a hard time dealing with her sister's condition. In some places she even seems to wish for her death. Does that surprise you? Yes, I'm lost for words. I'm curious about the murder weapon. The poison had apparently been sprinkled upon some cakes which the maid had prepared. However, you also must have passed through the pantry in order to speak to the maid in the kitchen. Of course, the sister may have done this herself if it was suicide. It is all very interesting. I will be completely honest with you now, Mr. Bruce. While some of your behavior this evening has been peculiar, I can find no cause for any significant suspicion. While there is some suspicion regarding your father, I don't currently regard him as a serious suspect. I also think the evidence surrounding the maid might be worth another look. Sadly, I'm forced to regard her mother as a prime suspect in this. Despite her condition, I don't believe her sister committed suicide. Now, as for what happens next, you can go for now, but I would appreciate it if you did not leave town. I may have more questions for you later. I think another interview with the maid will be required also. Unfortunately, I will need to arrest your mother. A verdict of suicide seems unlikely, I'm afraid. Although the inspector harbored his own suspicions about you, your mother was treated as the prime suspect in the case. The evidence you had planted against her led to a trial and a swift conviction. She would be spending her life in prison for a crime she did not commit. Your father, bested with grief, turned to drink and wallowing. He died within a year, and you inherited everything. The Angel house was yours, along with the fortune that came with it. However, George and Sophia found themselves unable to continue serving in the place after what had happened. You spent many long, sleepless nights wandering through the rooms of the house. You found that its emptiness was reflected within yourself. You had become hollow inside, free of everything but the nightmares that continue to haunt you. Huh. That's quite a short game, I think, but I guess I win. I mean, I got the house. I got someone else framed for it, my mother. Also, my father is out of the way. The servants don't want to serve anymore, but well, yeah. The deed is done, I suppose. So, don't know if I'm gonna try other routes. Probably will. And anyway, that was the deed. Hope you liked it, dear viewers. So, until the next game, dear viewers. Until the next game.